It was the first place I could afford on my own. A small one-bedroom apartment tucked away in a quiet building near the outskirts of the city. The place was old, with creaky floorboards and a strange smell that never quite went away, but it was mine. I spent the first few weeks just settling in, arranging my books, my things, trying to make it feel like home. The bathroom was the first place I noticed the oddness. The mirror had a crack running along the top, like it had been dropped once, and poorly repaired. But when I stood in front of it, brushing my teeth, something was off. It wasn't the crack. No, it was the way my reflection moved. There was a slight delay, just enough to make me feel uncomfortable. A second after I raised my toothbrush, the reflection would follow, but it was always just a beat behind, like a shadow struggling to catch up. At first, I chalked it up to tiredness, a little quirk of the old building. But as days passed, it got worse. I'd be brushing my teeth or tying my shoes, and the reflection would stop mimicking me. My reflection would be still for just a moment too long. Then it would twitch, like it was stretching, trying to catch up. One evening, I stood there staring at it. My reflection blinked. It shouldn't have been able to blink. I hadn't moved a muscle, yet it did, and it did it in a way that felt wrong. Its eyes widened, and the face I saw was mine, but not quite. The smile was too wide, the eyes too hollow. It wasn't a simple imitation anymore. It was alive. I moved closer to the mirror, my breath shallow. My reflection remained still at first, but then it grinned. A wide, unnerving grin that I hadn't made. It wasn't a friendly smile. It was a predatory one. "Get out of my house," it whispered. I stumbled back, almost tripping over my own feet, but I couldn't take my eyes off the mirror. I could see it now. My reflection wasn't just a reflection. It was something else. Something that was standing in my place, grinning at me as if it knew some terrible secret. That night I didn't sleep. I sat in the corner of the living room with all the lights on, my eyes darting toward the bathroom every few seconds. I could still hear the whisper in my head, "Get out of my house." The next day, I left work early. I had to know if it was real or if it was some twisted trick of my mind. I went straight to the bathroom, heart pounding, and stared into the mirror. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly my reflection began to twitch, its head jerking slightly to one side. It wasn't mimicking me anymore. It was watching me. Its eyes narrowed. "Leave," it hissed. I ran. I didn't know where I was going, only that I had to get away. But as I reached the door, I looked back just once. There it was, standing in the bathroom, staring back at me through the cracked mirror. The reflection was still there, grinning. I never returned to that apartment.